Oh, I'm slowly leaning. I'm going to lock myself in.
You're coming back. It disappeared.
Slowly leaning. No, not my back.
Don't go.
My back.
Don't leave us. Beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
Welcome back.
We're back. Even though we weren't back last week, we're dropping a double episoder this week. I believe as we are recording, our last episode is either uploaded or it is uploading. It was processing. Bad Wi-Fi. Vancouver's been really stormy lately, so I wonder if that's been throwing out the Wi-Fi everywhere.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully that's the easy answer.
Hopefully that's the right answer.
It took hours for mine to even render. My MacBook. My MacBook is getting my MacBook is getting old. Every excuse under the sun is why
it is up.
It's up
as we speak.
Fantastic.
It is up.
Is it up on YouTube as well?
YouTube's up.
Nice.
Episodes.
Untitled episode. Fantastic.
Okay, so that's there. Cool.
I gave it a little title. This is a live feed. Anyway, we're doing episode 7. Episode 7. Episode 7, and I've been speaking with someone who knows Jamie Linhorth, one of my coworkers, Mr. Devin. Mr. Devin. We've been speaking about Jamie for how long on this podcast, and we now have a connection to Jamie, which is wild. So it'd be cool to meet her one day. I have met her like really quickly, but like meet her. You know her quite well too.
I know her somewhat. Yeah. She works out with my wife as well up in Squamish.
Okay, well I guess I had more connections to her than I thought, but now there's more.
Yeah, there's more. Squamish is a small town. People know people, except I don't know the right people. But that's a different story than today.
Yeah.
So week 7. What's happened in the sporting world in the last week?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know you have your notes, and that's such a bad moderator of me to go off of like not even seeing what your notes are. But can I ask something ahead of time?
Yeah, hit me.
Okay, I want to go with one of the big hitters that we've been talking about, and I mean big. The Bummy.
Yes, Monsieur Bumstead.
Monsieur Bum. How did he do in Prague?
The man did really well. There was a lot of chat during the Prague comp about the call out, and he looked fabulous during that. And there was a bit of chat that he might come out on top.
Really?
He ended up coming second.
Okay.
So he gained 20 pounds in 4 weeks from the Mr. Olympia Classic through to the Prague comp. So his one and only open competition.
Yeah.
Because he said this after that. He said, "This is me.
Yeah.
No more. I'm done. Done. There's no more bodyboarding. He's not getting up on stage anymore. There's none of that. This was his time to have fun, to see bodybuilding in its entirety outside a classic.
Yeah.
And in the space of 4 weeks, went from winning the Open for his 6th time to almost winning an Open competition, which is insane. But, yeah, so we have a Canadian who, second in the Open.
Wild. Man,
up against some, like, second. I know, especially up against, like, the guys who are up with, like, they've been in the field for a while. Like, it's not like he's, up against some guys in the Open division who are, like, newcomers.
Some random competition.
These guys are, like, people know about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Wow. Good for him. I'm actually surprised that I'm surprised, if that makes any sense. Because
people were really hyped that he might win it.
Yeah.
But fair to the judges. Judges did a great job. You could tell the difference between him and the first place in some of the size, some of like the bulk in certain areas. I'll be honest, he's got great symmetry. So that was one thing in his favor is like didn't matter what way he was posing.
Yeah,
it looked great in both directions. He also, because it's not the classic, got to do some of the power poses, which are only in the Open. There's a few poses.
Most muscular.
Like
you're not getting most muscular in classic.
Yeah, you don't get those. They're classic. poses.
Wow.
So we got to see him chuck some of these poses that you wouldn't typically get to see. So
Wow.
there are certainly going to be some photos. So if you check it out, I mean, he's been putting a bunch up on his social media. The news obviously won't, because you got a dude running around in basically skimpy Speedos. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to look like him.
I'm surprised that it didn't pop up on my socials for some reason, but it must have been my weekend algorithms were just not pushing it towards me.
I'll be honest, it really wasn't, even for myself.
Weird.
I was just paying attention to it through
searching
the actual comp and paying attention to it, and any news coming out of it. Because, yeah, I think it was just an underrated comp. I think there was a lot of chatter. Not a lot of news coming out about it. There was a few things, but nothing major.
Actually, I guess I did see a few. I have a few different Instagram accounts. I have one that's a fitness account, and I think Bumstead is the only person I follow on that account.
There you go.
And so, I've seen posts, but it didn't seem like the Olympia posts where it's super.
He didn't talk about his second. None of his social media posts have been about him getting second. It's been about the journey.
Yep.
The goodbye. I think for him, this competition was not about
placing.
I think it was purely about the doing of the comp.
Yeah.
Which I think is really great. Really great example for a lot, where it's at a certain point, winning is everything, and then when it's time, it's no longer about winning.
Wow. Senor Bumstead.
Yeah.
Congrats, buddy.
Well done, dude.
It's been a nice journey with him on this here podcast.
It has been.
So
the tail end of his journey, beginning of ours.
Exactly.
It really has been. It's basically
we went from Olympia to his final
we followed him through here, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been really exciting. Now back to a regular scheduled program. I'm sure that would have been great to save for a finale bit, but I needed to know. I had to know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then, more localized Canadian news. We had a championships that went down over the weekend here in Vancouver, where it was held.
The weightlifting?
No.
Oh, there's also weightlifting.
The Grey Cup.
Oh.
Far out, mate. Jesus. Who brought this guy along?
There's a lot of comps going on. Anyway, and that's not just a comp. That's an elite championship.
I told you it was a comp.
Fair. You said a comp. It's not a competition.
Was a comp.
No, it's not a comp.
Well, it's a championship.
There you go. That's better.
They got a medal cup.
Yeah.
Then they probably don't get to drink out of it. Actually, do they?
I'm sure they do.
Are you allowed to drink out of those cups?
Yeah, they do the Stanley.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's like one of the big photos. You drink out of it. I'm sure they drink out of everything.
I really don't know if it's sanitary. You reckon they wash it?
Yeah. It's super sanitary. They know what's about to happen. It's clean.
They should make it like King's Cup. Every player adds their own bevy to it.
I'm sure it's happened.
That'd get filthy. I'm getting buzzed.
Grey Cup.
All right, so we had it here in Vancouver. It was 111th Grey Cup. So it's been around longer than the NFL.
That's right.
I think, maybe, or thereabouts.
Yeah.
Been around for a while. Okay, so this one was between the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Toronto Argonauts.
That's right.
Okay. Now, the Blue Bombers have won it the last 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, the QB has been a massive part of it.
Interesting.
And this year it came down to a score of 41-24 in favor of Toronto.
Hey!
Toronto walked away with it. We're gonna have to check last week's episode and see our bet.
It was Toronto. But didn't we say over 12 as well? If you get over 12, it was also...
a meal?
Sorry?
Wasn't it? Oh, you got the baked good.
It's the baked good on top of the coffee.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah! Oh, if we're literally recording this, I hope people are watching the old one, listening to the old one, because, yeah. Woo! Winner. I got a few bets going around, actually.
God, you getting an addiction?
It's been quite fun because I haven't lost. I had a bet that there was going to be no power outages last night when they said that there was going to be it was called a bomb cyclone or something like that. Or
yeah, it was just
in Vancouver.
It was like a cyclone that wasn't a cyclone, but it was dropping everything the same: big winds, snow, rain.
No power outages. So My friend at work also owes me some lollies.
We need to
Stop me? You can't.
Well, I was more saying like we need to have some betting apps here in Vancouver that we can actually use.
I've been so against like betting
I'm all
money
for it.
I've
but
been
it's
so bad.
But set a limit. I've got a couple of clients that people go away. Where they have a wonderful rule. So what they do, beginning of whatever season they plan on betting on,
Yeah.
sport, whatever it is, they put X amount. So typically it's like $100 or $50
For the whole season?
for the whole season. That's all they add. And then the goal of it is to bet and make money so that by the end of the season, you're using the betting company's money to fund the next season or the next year's betting.
Oh.
And that's their thing. They're like, if I run out, that's all it is. It just means I suck that season.
And you use someone else's money for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's I'm like, I'm all for that. I would love to do that.
I like that.
I'm like, that's a good way. Because then also, my other half can't get mad at me for using
Someone else's money. I mean, you put $50 in first, but then after that, using someone else's money.
Yeah, if you can pull your 50 out, you
Whew.
good to go.
What were we talking about? Grey Cup.
Grey
Toronto. Cup. Oh, big win, Toronto.
Yep.
Good job, boys. Love that.
So yeah, the QB Nick Arbuckle.
Yep.
With 4 touchdown passes, earning MVP.
Yeah.
It's usually how it goes for QBs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're the QB, you've got a big shot at being MVP.
They just gotta look pretty.
A lot of them are pretty handsome, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about it. Good place to be if you want to look pretty. Be a QB.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, last week we touched on Jamie, but
Yeah.
we'll just bring it up again. Her fight's on December 14th. It's kind of annoying. My birthday.
It's on your birthday? Did I say that last week too?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But does it count as a present to me? Jamie, are you doing this for me?
But technically, your birthday, right? Since you're Aussie, is the day before. So
Don't you ruin this for me.
I mean, I'm trying to unruin it because you said it's on your birthday.
It is, but maybe it's a present. Maybe
Okay.
maybe she did it. No.
Great.
She probably didn't do it to me.
No, she didn't do it for you, but she's doing it for you.
Team Nick. Okay. And then we had the UCI track cycling world champs were held in Berlin.
Oh, cool. Sounds like a very Berlin thing.
Yeah. So for all you who don't know, track cycling is the one where they're on the velodrome, as they call it, which is a wood track,
That kind
like
of
an athletics track that rises up. Now, when it rises up at either end, it's not a little bit. It's actually 3 stories.
Yikes.
So if you fall off that, which some people have, it's a long way down. Kind of sucks.
But it's a decline. You fall and you kind of decline.
No. Some people have gone over the other side.
Oh, you've gone over.
Over.
Oh,
Yeah.
woof. Okay.
Some people do. And then towards the middle, it's near flat.
Yeah.
Not quite, but yeah. So that was then. Now our women's pursuit squad got bronze. So pursuit, I believe, it's you on one side, kind of like speed skating. You on one side, other team on the other side, and first to finish.
Wow.
It's race against the clock.
Okay.
/ the other team as well. So.
And there's a whole bunch of
And you drop,
do they
you
switch?
drop people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're not switching, you're just dropping.
Oh, they're just out.
There's a certain amount of people you can have that you have to cross the finish line. And it's the person at the back who is what stops the timer
Yeah.
in that allotment. So it's like, I think it's like 2 or 3 you got to have to cross the line.
Yeah.
You can't just have 1.
So why start with 5?
Because they sit at the front, breaking the wind, dragging the rest of the team. So it keeps everyone else juiced up, right? So when you are in a line, you're drafting. So the drag from the person in front of you is cycling through like this, and it's going to pull you through. But as they then fatigue out, you obviously don't want them staying up there because they're going to slow down. So they get out of the way. Next person through. They're going to get dropped. They know they're going to drop. Their goal is to go hard and hard as possible for whatever their allotted period of time is. Typically, they've got a plan on like how long they're roughly going to be trying to like pin it for a lap, a couple hundred meters, whatever it might be, and then they pull off, and then it's the last couple are like finish the job.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's intense. It's hard and fast. It's like some of these guys, they're clocking like 60, 70, 80 k's an hour on their bikes. They're fixed wheeled as well, which means the wheels only spin if the pedal is moving.
Yeah.
So you have to pedal. Yeah.
It doesn't stop though. It doesn't like it probably just eases up.
If you stop pedaling, the bike is not moving. So you have to like let your legs spin when you like yeah.
Wild.
So crazy times there. And then over the weekend we also had the Levi Finland Alpine Ski Comp.
Cool.
So that is the comp where if you win, you get a reindeer.
That's the Finland reindeer one.
It's the Finland reindeer one.
Oh my god!
And that happened. And guess
Did someone get a reindeer?
Well, we had Michaela Scheffrin from the US.
Okay.
She won her 8th reindeer.
Oh, hey, she's basically Santa.
Basically, she needs one more, 2 more.
I think Rudolph is 9.
Rudolph 9, yeah, so she needs 1 more. Maybe they'll spray paint the nose of the next one.
That'd be so funny.
So that was going to be like an albino with a pink nose.
Yeah. Oh.
Reindeer are cute. I'll give it to her. But we did have a Canadian, Valerie Greener. She came 15th, which is actually really good for Canadians. We're not the best, not at the moment. But we got a young team.
But they're highlighted. They're there. You know what I mean?
She's there.
So she got 15th.
Yep.
Michaela, what? No, that's the
American.
That's American. What was our girl's name?
Our girl, Valerie Greener.
Valerie Grenier.
It's French. I'm useless. So bad.
Canadians.
And then we had speed skating also occurred over in Stavanger,
Good try.
Norway.
Got it.
There's probably a few of the weird asterisks and things like that.
Let me see. Can I see? Yeah. Where is it? Oh.
Stavanger.
Stavanger? Stavanger?
Okay, we ain't stabbing people. Calm down.
Stavanger.
And then Lorraine Dobrowski, whatever. I give up.
That's okay. We'll just give her and then
got silver in the men's 500.
Hey, sick.
Yep. Bloody good effort too.
Okay.
It's World Cup too, so it's an ISU, so International Skating Union.
Nice.
So World Cup events, everyone shows up there. There's prize money, there's points on the line. Yeah, big deal. And then we also had, maybe a week or so ago, we had the figure skating that happened over in Osaka, Japan.
Figure skating?
Figure skating, yeah. So our pair skaters, so Kristen Moore Towers and Michael Marino. Not quite Marino, but close enough.
Yep.
They came 4th.
Just shy of the podium.
That's
4th
it.
is always one of those positions where it's like,
So close.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they did really well. They were actually very close to 3rd.
Well, the points margin was
pretty
that
close
thin.
from my understanding. So that's really good to see. So another good start to our winter season. Getting some good close top performances. Couple on the medal, couple not on the medals, but hopefully as the season progresses through, we start to see some of these athletes, refine their process and we get some more medals showing up there for Team Canada.
Yep.
Be fabulous.
Yeah, we're going to have to do this because we're looking at all the hype on the winter sports, obviously, all the way through 2026 so that we can do the Winter Olympics.
So this season, for those of you who are just joining us, we have spoken about this in the past. This season is actually a qualifying season for a lot of the sports, a lot of our winter sports for the next Olympics. So, and the next Olympics is in Italy.
Is that going to be in the January of? Do we know when?
Typically, it's at the end of the season, so it'll be sometime around February, March.
February. Okay, yeah. So this is the last winter season before the 2026 Olympics.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah. So a lot of our qualifying is going to occur there.
Got it.
And then in the soccer, we were talking about the Canadian Premier League, which is our internal top div team outside of the MLS team.
Right.
So we had Cavalry FC took the championships, beating Forge FC 2-1 in the final.
Cavalry.
So this is their first title.
First championship?
I actually don't know where they're based.
Cavalry FC. Oh, man, still sad about the Whitecaps in the MLS, but they did so well.
It's
Calgary.
Calgary team.
Calgary. Good for you. I'm masking my Calgary rivalship because I'm from Edmonton.
Forge is from Hamilton.
Hamilton, Ontario? All right.
There we go.
All right, Cavalry.
Coming in hot, baby.
I wonder if they're salaried players as well, or how it goes with those guys. Is this men's league or women's league?
Men's
league.
Well, I mean, the women's league, as we know, which is
that's right.
It's just kind of forming.
Yeah.
So that'll be a next year thing where we'll get to have lovely chats about our new
teams
women's league.
Yeah.
So that'll be great, and it's Canada only.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not North America wide. There is the North American one, but there's no Canadian teams in it. So this is the Canadian top tier.
I wonder if they'll be on Sportsnet.
I hope so.
Sportsnet's huge Canadian.
Which would be nice.
I watch a lot of Sportsnet, so.
And then we are turning our heads to the Toronto Raptors, who have come out top in the last last two matches.
Nice.
So
2 in a row.
2 in a row, but that also came off the back of 2 losses. So one of them was in the NBA Cup, though, so that sucks.
The NBA Cup. Oh, that's right.
That's the thing.
There are these random games in the middle of the season that they do.
Yep.
That add up for a tournament.
Yeah. So they lost to the Bucks in that one, which was the Cup match. And then in our normal season match, we lost to the Celtics. And then in the other NBA Cup match, we also we lost to the Pistons.
Do you remember what the Cup is?
Actually, we haven't had a back-to-back. We only just won yesterday's match, Monday's match. Sorry, take that back. I'm reading this wrong.
It's okay.
So we beat the Pacers last night on Monday, 130 to 119. Very high-scoring game.
No kidding. Yikes. Sounds like a high school game.
I mean, even the one against the Celtics was quite high scoring, 126 to 123. Close match.
Is there just higher scoring in the league lately, or what?
I mean, the NBA group stages, no, they were all under 100 points.
Oh.
So,
interesting.
Just quick games. Just a lot of movement of the ball.
Yeah.
Like, when we get these high-scoring ones, it's not necessarily that, like, defense sucked. It's just moving quickly down the court and not a lot of fuffing about.
With a couple of guys, they were up to no good, trying to make some trouble in my neighborhood. I got one.
Who the what?
It's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Sorry.
I don't really watch TV. I'm terrible at this. So.
I don't watch that show's not even on anymore.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, okay.
And then we also had a FINA World Cup event, which is swimming. That happened last week in Singapore, where Kylie Mays got gold in the 100-meter backstroke.
Hey, here we go. 100-meter backstroke? Kylie Mays?
Kylie Mays.
I gotta start grabbing all these people on Kylie Mays.
Yeah. And then we had climbing. We had some World Cup climbing.
Which, what kind of climbing? The speed? Lead climbing.
Lead climbing. Yeah. So typically when you look at a climbing competition, you're looking at three ones. So you've got bouldering.
Love it.
Then you've got lead. So bouldering is, there's no ropes.
Nope.
You just get given a wall face and you've got point A. And sometimes there are bonus points through the course that if you can get to that, and get that hold, you get X amount of point. And then if you finish the course, you get all the points.
Yeah.
And then you move on to lead climbing, where there are ropes involved. However, you, as the climber, must put the rope in the carabiners on the way through.
Fair.
So you're leading the rope. Hence why it's called lead climbing. And then we have belay. Or speed.
Oh.
Typically it's speed these days. Once again, the rope is already hung from the top.
Yeah.
You have to get to the top. There's no specific way to get to the top. A traditional belay, there is a more set route to get up there, whereas speed, there's not so much a specific way. It's get there as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Make like Usain Bolt.
And you get to practice those routes ahead of time, I see, probably.
No.
No?
Absolutely not. Nope. So with the lead and the bouldering, I think with the bouldering, I think there's like you walk out and you get like a couple minutes looking.
I think the speed one you do.
No, there's no.
I swear, how can they climb that fast without knowing the route? It looks like muscle memory.
Because it's the way they put the holds.
I guess so.
It's just you go.
What about there's those rock climbing ones where they're climbing like above a pool basically, and it curves up, and you're upside down. That's not speed climbing. That's something else.
That's free climbing.
Free climbing.
Yep.
That's freaky. Because then they jump off. Or they fall off into the water.
Yep.
I mean, safe-ish if you know
people
what you're doing.
People do it all the time. There are a lot of actual climbing routes around the world which are literal, naturally formed versions of
that.
Yeah. And obviously, typically all along the coastline, where there are these rocky outcrops and people are climbing them, and there's usually maybe a boat nearby or whatever, and they just kind of fall in the water.
Yikes! You ever done that? I feel like you would have done that.
I have not done that specifically, where I've actually gone like, I'm gonna climb this like a climber. It's just been like, I'm at the beach. I'm gonna just climb up this thing and jump off.
Because you surf, so I assume that you'd probably
there's been a bunch of places where you just see a cliff and you're like, I'm gonna get to the top of that and just like yeet off into the water, right? Yeah, you do dumb things. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about it. But we had a Canadian climber. She is called Alana Yeep.
Okay.
She was at the Olympics, for those who weren't paying attention to the Olympics. So this was over in Slovenia. And she came 8th in the lead climb.
Nice.
Which is a really good performance, because the climbing world is really, there are some really good climbers out there, and, they've got a stronghold. The top 5 are, pretty consistent. So... and then we turn our heads to snowboarding. We had our first big air competition with the Canadian snowboarder Max Parrott. He's been around for a while.
Yeah, he sounds familiar. I would have heard
he's
that
been around for a
already.
while. Yeah. So he took out silver medal in the big air. So good start to the season.
Big air, is that the
one jump?
Yep.
You better throw the biggest thing you got. So
absolutely sling it.
We're getting a lot more snowboarders popping into the scene who have a skateboarding background.
Oh.
And that background has really been assisting them in getting rotations, spins, that awareness as well. Because if you're fabulous on a skateboard, from my understanding, it really assists you with your capabilities up in the air on a snowboard, because you don't have to worry about where the board is. But you're used to having your feet somewhat pretty static or needing to be upon landing. So
I guess I would always think that it's an easy transition, kind of that surfing, snowboarding,
and also the difficulty to get the rotation happening and all that. It's very similar. So the Japanese have had a lot, and the Chinese are starting to kind of get in on that, but the Japanese,
so good.
Some of the guys are just technically off the chops.
Lucy really wants to learn how to snowboard.
Dangerous sport, but good fun.
Dangerous? Why?
Well, when you're a rookie, toe edges are you get accustomed to them. So it's like, so you get toe edge and heel edge, right?
Yep.
A lot of rookies, when they start, they love to face where they're going square on instead of sideways, because they're learning how to toe and heel. So leaf, if we're getting technical.
Yeah.
But they drop their toes down and then it catches and then just...
And that's how you break wrists.
That's why you wear wrist guards when you're a rookie.
Oh. Because we were going to go, and I was like, I don't know how to teach you.
Yeah, get wrist guards.
Do you snowboard?
I have, yeah. I grew up snowboarding, and then I switched when I was...
To skiing, that's right.
I switched when I was 14, because my parents decided that we were going to go to a ski-only place. And my option was...
Ski or don't do anything.
Pretty much. 14-year-old Nick was like, I'm going to learn to ski.
Yeah.
So my uncle taught me to ski in one run, and then there was down a blue run. And then my second run, he took me down a black run, and then that was it. We're off to the races.
See, I did the same thing with Lucy, but she just got mad at me because she couldn't do it.
That sucks.
She crashed into the wall.
Yeah, but I also grew up water skiing, so
Fair.
it was kind of.
I am not a good teacher, so she was rightly upset.
I almost got my wife to slide off when we were dating, before we got engaged or anything. I almost took it. I took her skiing, and with this one occasion, she slipped and fell, but she fell in the wrong place where you don't really want to fall. It was on this run in a ski place called Sundance in Utah. Cute little place. I proposed to her there a few years later. That's a different one.
To make up for the fall.
No, well, I rescued her. She was sliding, and she fell down the hill, and she didn't really know what to do when she was sliding down the hill. And I was like, you just got to put your skis on the ground. And she fucking was like lifting them up, and just kept sliding and gaining more speed. Anyway, so she almost like wiped out and head first into a tree. Like big, like they've got some big old trees there.
Yeah.
She like almost like absolutely messed herself up, and I had to slide in, like wipe out around her to like grab her out of the way. So
messed yourself up to save her.
I was fine.
Yeah, I bet you were. You're tough.
But no, we had fun with that. But yeah, it's one of those things where they will get mad at you just because they can.
Oh, they did
Because it's a
almost get
stressful
injured.
situation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of risk involved, weirdly. But my theory is don't fall over.
I like that theory. Skiing. Good job.
And migrating on
yeah.
to curling.
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 I think we talked about this in the episode that we just posted, actually, last week.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
always a bit of curling now.
Yeah.
Throwing some rocks around, baby.
I actually saw some. I was watching it casually at a, where was I? I think I was at a restaurant or something like that. And the curling was
curling?
on.
Oh.
Yeah, there's always curling on now.
So this one happened in Leduc, Alberta,
Nice.
back in your homeland. It was the Canada Cup, and we had two teams that took out the title. Team Kerry took out the women's title, and Team Brad Goucher took out the men's.
Nice.
So both earning spots in the upcoming Olympic trials.
Really?
Yep. So that title, those two wins, lock them in for the trial. So it's not guaranteed
No.
spot for the Olympic team, but it gives them the chance to try and make the Olympic team.
I always find it so wild, these trials. Like, so it gets you there, it locks you in, but what if someone's better? Anyway, hey,
Oh, there's always drama.
there's always drama.
Always drama.
Yeah.
Always. And then we had Athlete of the Week, Gabriela Dobrowski.
Whoa. Okay.
I actually got a complicated last name right.
You nailed it.
So her and her partner, Erin Rutley, they took out the doubles tennis at the WTA finals in Saudi Arabia in Riyadh.
Nice.
So they took it out in 2 sets, 7-5, 6-3.
Dominating the second set.
Now, the key achievement about this, why this is like giving her this weekly Athlete of the Week, she's the first Canadian to win a WTA final title.
Ever? Whoa.
Yep.
Hey, well,
So it's it's starting to show that we are starting to get some Canadians who are really starting to pull it.
nice.
Like, this is really good for us, really good for Canada. So yeah, hopefully it shows that to our younger generation of Canadian tennis stars, that just because you're a Canadian doesn't mean you can't reach the top.
Top
Don't
of
just leave it to the Swiss and the Spanish.
Federer and Nadal.
That now Alcatraz. I really want to say that.
I'm a millennial, so I just know Federer and Nadal. Djokovic. I know Djokovic. Alcaraz. Spain. Oh,
Spanish boy.
man.
Yeah, so
All right.
he's been on an absolute rampage, and then there's another gentleman who's been I can't remember who it was, but yeah.
But anyway, this is about the ladies.
Yeah. Oh, Janket Sinner. There we go. He's been on a rampage. And Rafael Nadal is also just retired.
Oh, good for him.
So, yep.
Nice. Gabrielle Dobrowski.
So yeah, I got one
Where's she
right.
from? Where's she from?
Ottawa.
From Ottawa?
Yep.
Nice. All right. Good for Gabriella. First Canadian winning a WTA final. We should start posting about them on our Instagram.
We really should. We should be better at it.
Callie, you should be doing something.
Be our social media lady.
Social media girl. Thank you.
She's asleep.
Sorry.
Floor mat. But that leaves that's all I've got for this
Mm-hmm.
week. I believe that means we're in the puck drop.
Off to the puck drop with JB. Callie left. She said, I'm not listening to no more hockey stuff. Fair. All right. Well, let's go here for my notes on puck drop. Okay, so we're looking at teams are pretty much in the 20-game mark now.
Man, they play so many matches.
I know, but that's 1/4 through the season.
Yeah.
That's we're cooking now. So it's starting to get scary for some teams. It's starting to really it's that just got scary for me. 20 games in. Yikes. Okay. Well, we don't have a lot of movement in the Atlantic Division, which is where Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal are sitting. Toronto's still cooking in second place. They're good. They won 2 games over the last week, so they're doing just fine. Ottawa went down a spot. They only had an overtime loss, so instead of being 4th, they're 5th. They're out of a playoff spot. Montreal sitting pretty exactly where they were last week, in 8th in the division. So it looks like they're probably not making the playoffs.
How many are in the division?
8.
Oh.
Yep. So 1 to 8.
Well, someone has to suck.
Someone's got to be last.
Why does it just have to be the Canadian team, though?
That's just this one instance.
That's not good enough.
The next division, though,
expect
Central Division, Winnipeg, still in first in their division. But they've actually lost some games. Because they went 15-1, I believe.
Yeah. You
So
said it was like
16.
the best start and like
Best start in NHL history. So they're now 16-3.
Oh damn.
That's not bad. That's 1-2 in the last week. You know what I mean? So
That's
they
still
just
2.
that's right. That's 2
That's
losses.
That's double their
I
previous.
would not say they're washed because I gave them such disrespect for the first how many weeks of this podcast. Now they're still number 1 in the league. So
No, they're now shit. They've lost 2 2 out of 3 in the last week.
that's one of my favorite Aussie sayings. Don't be shit.
Don't be shit.
Don't be
Be
shit.
better.
Be better.
Do more. Be great.
Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver continuing their carousel of who is mid. They're
What are we counting mid? 4th or 5th?
a 3rd to 5th. They're always 3rd to 5th in the division since almost the beginning of this.
But only the
podcast.
top 4 go through.
Only the top 3 go through. So they're all fighting
So that's
for that.
not good enough.
They're all fighting for that 3rd place spot.
Okay, so they just need to be 1, 2, and 3.
They're all really close. They're not going to be 1, 2, and 3. That would be wild if they were.
Okay.
But they've got 2 really solid teams in Las Vegas and the LA Kings right now who are smashing. So
I'm sure we could sabotage it.
us personally,
Maybe not us. They could. I'm sure. I don't know.
well, they could just be better, and then we could. They'll be in.
Yeah.
Vancouver
Like
almost.
what I said about the Winnipeg team. Don't be shit.
Don't be shit. Calgary 3rd this week.
Yep.
Edmonton 4th. Vancouver 5th. So Vancouver has been in that 3rd spot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had last week. The coach came out and was like, "It's on me. We sucked."
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He took it all. He copped the brunt.
That
Yeah.
doesn't happen very often where the coach says that because the coach is the most expendable position.
Yeah. I still think it's the athletes. Everyone who I've spoken to has said the athletes don't look like they have the drive for the win. Apparently, on the road, the Canucks are doing well,
Oh yeah,
but in town,
horrible.
yeah,
They're horrible at home, excellent at away. I think it was the opposite last year.
we were great in town.
Yeah, great in town. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, they fell all the way down to 5th instead of being in 3rd, and Calgary and Edmonton just got bumped up. So, but we've still I think it's the 3rd week, maybe 4th week in a row. Nathan McKinnon from I believe is it Nova Scotia or something like that, St. John. He's on one of the islands on the far side, East Canada. This is the same place Crosby's from.
That doesn't help me.
Okay, well,
I
people
look
in the
like
podcast, I believe it's Nova Scotia.
You make that sound like I've been out to the east side. I've not left. Well, actually, does the far side of Saskatchewan count as...
No.
No? Okay, well. that was a quick shutdown. Oh,
No, and
gosh.
Saskatchewan is closer to here than it is. Oh, anyway.
You say that. It's
Nathan
still a
McKinnon-
long way from anywhere.
I think I told you he had like 10 points in 3 games or something like that that 1 week, right?
Yeah.
He was absolutely had it.
Now remind me,
Absolute tip.
these points,
Yeah.
these points are the same points that we're talking about. That is like scoring a goal.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
A goal is 1 point. An
Okay.
assist is 1
I'm
point.
just making sure that we're talking about the same kind of points here,
Yeah.
because the one thing I'm learning in hockey is everything is points, and I'm definitely getting confused.
It's just all points.
It's all points, but that doesn't help me because everyone's like, they're on this many points. I'm like, well, what?
But that's different than like football, where you win, or sorry, you get a touchdown and it's 6 points, but then you get 1 point for the conversion. It's just 1 point, 1 point. That's all.
Yeah, but they also don't get points for a touchdown. They just have touchdowns.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so
It's very explanatory with the name, whereas these points should just be called goals.
Well, I could separate them all out for you next week. I can do that for you. I'll be like, oh, they got 9 goals and 4 assists in the week, which would be a wild week. But I can do that for you next time.
No, I'm now learning the terminology.
Oh, I see.
I just got to learn the terminology.
You are learning. That's why I'm here.
At points, I'm learning the context of the terminology as well, so it now makes more sense.
I'll be more clear.
If there's anyone else out there like me, don't be afraid to put your hand up. Like, we
Do
can't
a little
all
hand
be
up
like,
in the comments.
Yeah, we can't all be great at understanding hockey.
Just the Canadians.
Just like we can't all be great at playing hockey.
I wish I was.
Man, I think if we put me on skates and you out there, like, you'd run rings around me.
Oh, I so would. It'd be the only thing I could do better than you.
Oh, I don't know about that. You could beat me in pull-ups and bench press.
Correct.
We should do a handstand race. I reckon that'd be fairly even.
That would be pretty good, but not while my back is hurting.
So I'm going to win.
Sam Reinhart, West Van boy. We've been talking about
Who's he with again?
He's in Florida.
We got a few down that way, don't we? Where's Bedard? He's down
Bedard
that
is in
way?
Chicago.
That's not down south. That's north. Right.
Yeah, he's in Chicago, so central. But he's Bedard's he's doing all right. He's not having a great sophomore year, but it's fine. He's trying to round out his game. He's still very skilled. He's doing very well. But I don't
know. I feel like his Lululemon stuff has been distracting him.
No, he did that a long time ago. It's just up there.
He's been doing a bunch of photo shoots.
No, he hasn't been doing them recently. They've been done, and they're just getting posted. He doesn't have time during the season to do them.
You say that.
I do, because I know. Sam Reinhart, 29 games, 29 points so far. So Nathan McKinnon, he's at 34, so it's only 5 points behind. Not bad. So let me give you some context.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nathan McKinnon has had 9 points in the last 5 games. That's dang good.
That is good.
Over a point per game, that is dang good. He's nearly 2 points per game.
Dangerous.
Sam Reinhart, 7 in the last 5. So that's like really solid, really consistent, and above average. That Cale Makar, the defenseman.
Where'd you get Dylan from?
Because I was talking about Dylan Strome. He was in 5th. Cale Makar is in 7th, but I skipped Dylan. We'll come back to him some other time. Let's see if he's consistent enough to talk about Dylan Strome again next week.
Yep.
Cale Makar, the defenseman, highest amount of points in the league still. We remember he was fighting for first overall.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not happening when he's got McKinnon in first, his teammate. So
yeah,
he's 7 points ahead. I mean, McKinnon's probably going to take more points than Makar. I think so.
Oh,
it's just
then
so
Makar,
rare. Yeah. It's so rare. But if we're talking about who might be able to compete with him, again, arguably the best player in the league, Connor McDavid, he's down in 12th.
It's a fair way down.
Yes, but it's only 24 points. 24 points. McKinnon's got 34 points. He's 10 points behind. Yeah. The thing is, McDavid's on a hot streak. So McKinnon had 9 points in 5 games. McDavid's got 11 points in 5 games. He's over 2 points a game right now.
Oh, he's been busy.
He's been cooking because the rest of the team has not been scoring. So McDavid and
the team hasn't been doing a huge amount either.
He's been lifting that team.
Actually, they are 3rd, so it means they haven't been doing horrifically.
Well, they're 4th, which is not horrific.
Wait, it's
Calgary's 3rd.
Ah, right.
Calgary doesn't have anyone in like really high in the points, so
they're just hanging on.
At least Canadian-wise. So.
Oh, we don't care then.
Their goalie's been doing really well, but he's...
At what points?
No, their goalie's been doing well at stopping pucks, basically.
Oh, right.
His save percentage is really high. Dustin Wolf, he's American, but which wanted me to bring one thing to focus that I want to look at for the Four Nations... What was that? Scream?
No, it's the Frozen 2 thing. Yeah, it really makes you look at your phone.
That was freaky. Anyway, the Four Nations face-off. I keep mentioning that. That comes in January,
Yep.
where it's going to be Canada versus U.S. versus Finland and Sweden. So right now, the beginning of the hockey season is the auditions for all those teams, basically, while they're playing. I don't think they're going to have any kind of tryouts or anything. It's just going to be you're selected to the team. So Canada does not have Canadian goalies that are doing well at all, almost. No starters, basically. It is rough for Canada. Whereas the U.S. has the reigning best goalie in the league, Connor Hellebuck.
Oh, okay.
And then they've got great Swedish goalies, great Finnish goalies all over the place. Canada's goalies right now are such a who's going to be in there because the best goalie is
not that good.
He's Cam Talbot. He's played all over the place.
Yep.
New York, Minnesota, Edmonton. He's got a near 92% save percentage, which is really great. You basically want to have over 90%. 92 is like, whoa, you're doing a lot's right. Keep doing that. He's past being a big game starter.
Yeah.
Basically, like he's really good sharing the net with someone for a full year, but it's unexpected for him to be doing so well.
Yeah.
So if he's the guy right now, which he's not on anyone's radar in regards to like reporters and other people that I've been watching, the people who are on people's radars are people who are just not doing so great. Jordan Binnington out of Chicago, Aiden Hill out of Vegas, Stuart Skinner out of Edmonton. All of these goaltenders are almost underneath 90% save percentage. So Canada, we don't know what we're doing in regards to goaltending. So let's keep an eye out for guys like Cam Talbot. Let's hope any of these other starters can just get a little bit better. Sam Montembeault out of Montreal, who's in 8th place.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Montembeault had a really good beginning of the season.
Yep.
He's a young guy. People are very excited. He could be on the radar. So this is a new little segment within a segment within Puck Drop.
Who's going to be who on the Four Nations?
Yeah, who's going to be the Canadian goalies on those Four Nations teams? Because we know who's going to go. McKinnon's going to go. McDavid's going to go. Makar, they're going to go. Forwards, defense, we're settled. Who's goalie? Anyway, that wraps up the Puck Drop for this week. For me, any other news at all?
Not for me.
Not for you?
I think that's it for us.
I think Blonix is still our sponsor.
They are.
On this on the podcast.
Oh, I need that blurb.
They've been really great at
Terrible at this.
This is why Nick brings the blurb for the sponsorships, because I'm saying Blonix were great. We again, the usual things, usual suspects from them that I take every single day are the creatine. Creatine's really great for if you're not even in the gym. It's actually really great for you. It's really great for the brain connectees and stuff like that. But for short power outbursts in the gym, also really, really solid. But you just kind of take it every day.
Yeah,
I like the creatine.
So, Blonix is a sports nutrition brand for a growing number of people who train with athletic ambition. Whether that's racing your first triathlon, competing in functional fitness, or simply enjoying your sport for as long as possible. Their science-backed products are designed with real food ethos to have a perceptible impact on your performance and recovery, and Blonix is with you at every stage of your athletic journey, offering expert guidance and resources to make achieving your athletic ambition faster, easier, and ultimately more enjoyable.
I like enjoyable things.
Oh, absolutely. So, take the next step towards your athletic ambition and use the code BEYOND at the checkout to save 10% on Blonix sports nutrition products. So, give it a go.
Code BEYOND.
Yeah, I mean, I love their electrolyte, the Hydra. It's a mango pash, I think, mix. Really, really nice. Fruit, light. Yeah, not as sweet as like Gatorade.
I just don't like drinking regular water now. You know, I
That
need to
sucks.
have something in there.
That sucks for you, doesn't it?
Don't give me this is the
You can't have table water anymore.
it's just boring. I drink table water when I need to, but I'm like, oh, it's got to be like a.
You know you shouldn't just always have electrolytes.
No, I don't.
For all
only
we want
have.
people to have Hydra, you shouldn't always just have electrolyte.
This is good teaching.
2-to-1, baby. 2-to-1 normal.
2 regular, 1 Hydra.
Of mouthfuls.
Of mouthfuls?
Yeah, so say you have 2 liters of water, you can have up to like a liter of, say, Hydra.
Yeah.
Okay? You gotta have that discrepancy because...
Or else you're just drinking electrolytes.
Well, you're gonna piss it out.
Nah.
Yeah. Gotta make sure you have enough of the other that your body's actually gonna be like, ooh, we can take this on board.
Got it. Because you need that water to be able to transport it around.
Or you need the gradient.
The gradient?
The osmosis.
The osmosis.
Yep. You have a difference in like levels, so your body goes, oh, we got a lot of water in the system, we can pull in some electrolytes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you have too many electrolytes, your body goes, well, we don't actually need it, because that how much water is in there, you know, makes everything more concentrated, right? So your body's go, well, we don't need it, right?
So for those of you who think that you're drinking enough water, you're not, probably, because you need to be drinking 2-to-1 anyway.
You could be drinking more. However, pro tip, if you are drinking on the creatine, or in the case of using Blonix, the creatine HMB, so you get HMB with the creatine, make sure you are drinking enough water, because creatine makes you retain water in your cells. So you want to make sure you have enough water going in your diet, but that doesn't mean be excessive, okay? Because creatine will also make you thirsty. Doesn't mean you need to drink a lot more water. So say you typically only drink 2 liters of water a day, maybe up it by maybe 500 mils, 750 mils. It doesn't have to be
It's just
like
a glass of water.
It doesn't have to be double the amount.
Yeah. All right.
Some people, when they start on the creatine, they'll like drink stupid amount. But yes, it just adds a little more water volume to your cells. It's nothing crazy, but something to be mindful of. Otherwise, make sure you like and subscribe and join us for more. We'll be back here hopefully next week.
Next week. Let us know if there are any Canadian athletes, any Canadian events that you want us to chat about or watch, or as we're heading into the Olympics as well. So,
Or if you want to join us on the show as an athlete, jump into our messages here and let us know. We'd love to have you on board.
yeah, it'd be awesome to be able to do like one of those Zoom ones that everyone's doing. People love those podcasts.
We'd have to be tech savvy for that.
I'll figure it out.
Someone needs to, because I certainly will fail at it. But we'll see you next week.
Beyond the game, baby.
Bye.
Bye.